Guys, this is massive. Ripple just made its biggest move in its company's history. A 1 billion acquisition that cracks open the 120 trillion corporate treasury payments market. This isn't just a rumor or speculation. This comes straight from the horse's mouth, Brad Garlinghouse himself. This is the moment Ripple stopped being the underdog fighting regulators and became a serious global financial powerhouse. I've already made my YouTube video today. I only make one video a day, but this is so massive, I'm making my second video and this is it. I couldn't miss this one because what they just bought and what it connects to could turn XRP into the core settlement layer for corporate finance worldwide. So grab a drink, because we're going to break down exactly what this means, who GT Treasury is, and why this move could completely rewrite XRP's future. I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I am personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I am not a financial advisor. Earlier today, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, dropped a post that caught the entire crypto world off guard. He wrote this: today, Ripple is breaking into the 120 trillion corporate treasury payments market with the 1 billion acquisition of GT Treasury. He then added something crucial. Payments are the primary use case for crypto and blockchain. The infrastructure is complex, soiled, and inefficient, but perfectly positioned to benefit from decentralized technologies. Let that sink in. Ripple isn't just making a partnership or launching another corridor. They're buying a full-scale treasury management company that's already serving some of the biggest corporations on this planet. And when he says 120 trillion market, he's talking about corporate treasuries, the central nervous system of major companies. This is where CFOs move, store, and hedge and deploy cash globally. Every multinational company has one, and most of them still rely on decades-old banking rails that move money slower than an international wire in the 1990s. Ripple has just bought their way in. So who exactly is GT Treasury? They're not a flashy crypto startup. They've been around for over 40 years, serving over 1,000 clients in more than 160 countries, including Fortune 500 giants. Their platform manages billions of dollars daily across cash forecasting, risk management, FS exposure, and compliance. They're basically the software backbone for corporate finance teams. And now they belong to Ripple. I can't explain to you how huge this is. GT Treasury's entire job is to help CFOs see where their cash is, how to move it, and how to put it to work efficiently. The problem? Those systems have always been built around slow, soiled banking rails, swift networks, multi-day settlements, reconciliation nightmares. But now Ripple steps in, bringing real-time blockchain settlements, on-chain liquidity, and tokenized assets to the system. Think about what that means. For decades, CFOs have had to plan cash movements days in advance. Now, with Ripple's tech under GT Treasury's hood, they could move global capital in seconds, 24/7, 365 days a year. That's not just innovation, that's disruption at the heart of traditional finance. This move is Ripple playing 4D chess. Instead of trying to get the big banks to adopt new rails from scratch, they've just bought the company that already integrates directly into those banks and the corporates that use them. GT Treasury is already embedded into enterprise workflows. CFOs trust it. Banks connect to it. Ripple doesn't need to convince anybody anymore. They can now upgrade the system from the inside. It's like Apple buying Microsoft Excel back in the 90s and quietly making it run on iCloud. Same tool, new power. But what's even more clever is that this ties directly into Ripple's earlier acquisitions, Hidden Road and Rail. Hidden Road is the gateway to repo markets, places where trillions of dollars of short-term liquidity flow daily. By linking that to GT Treasury, Ripple can help CFOs earn yield on idle cash through blockchain-based repo operations. That means corporate treasuries can put money to work instantly, transparently, and globally, powered by RippleNet and XRP liquidity if needed. It is a genius move that connects the dots between corporate finance, digital assets, and on-chain capital markets. Let's put some scale behind all of this. The global corporate treasury market, the money companies move, store, and invest, is valued at 120 trillion. Even if Ripple captures just 0.5% of that through payments, settlements, or liquidity flows, that's 600 billion in annual value all across Ripple's ecosystem. And that's before considering that every transaction that touches RippleNet could leverage XRP as the bridge asset. Ripple doesn't have to make XRP the default currency. They just need to make it the fastest and most efficient option, and the market will flow. This is the kind of adoption Bitcoin or Ethereum can't touch, because this isn't about speculation. This is about institutional plumbing. This is what the crypto world has been waiting for. Real world utility, massive volume, and enterprise adoption at the top of the financial food chain. But here's where things get really exciting. When Ripple integrates GT Treasuries, their clients will gain the ability to move money instantly across borders using RippleNet's rails. That includes stablecoins, tokenized deposits, and XRP liquidity. This isn't about hype anymore. It's about function. XRP becomes part of the invisible infrastructure powering real business transactions. Let's picture this. A Fortune 100 company in the US needs to send 50 million to its subsidiary in Singapore. Instead of waiting days and paying hefty banking fees, GT Treasury's Ripple-powered system can do it instantly, settling in seconds using XRP as the bridge asset between the currencies. That's where the volume comes from. That's how liquidity grows, and that's how XRP evolves from speculation into a true utility token. Even the regulatory clarity achieved early this year plays into this perfectly. Ripple can now expand globally without that cloud of uncertainty hanging over it, and corporates can finally integrate blockchain without fear. This acquisition isn't just another step. This is the inflection point. Let's zoom out. Ripple is no longer just a payments company. They're building a global financial ecosystem piece by piece. On-demand liquidity connected to global payment corridors. Hidden Road opened the door for capital markets. Rail bridge compliance and settlement layers. And now GT Treasury brings in corporate cash management. It's the final missing link. Together, that forms a closed-loop network where funds can move from a company's balance sheet to markets, to suppliers, to employees, all on the Ripple infrastructure. That's not crypto. That's finance rewritten. And you can bet every major institution is watching this, because Ripple just positioned itself as the backbone of tokenized finance, where every asset from fiat to stablecoins to securities can move seamlessly. We're talking about replacing entire chunks of the Swift and the Treasury management system industries with blockchain. And Ripple is doing it quietly, surgically, and efficiently, one acquisition at a time. Now, what happens next? Traditional finance wakes up. Today is the day they will definitely be taking notice. Every treasury tech provider will be scrambling to respond. XRP sentiment shifts. This isn't just will the price go up? It's now how soon before corporations are moving billions through RippleNet. Partnerships expand. GT Treasuries already work with dozens of banks and corporates. Now, those institutions are effectively exposed to Ripple tech stack overnight. This is Ripple plugging itself directly into the arteries of global money movement. And if you understand how capital markets evolve, this is the phase where quiet infrastructure deals today become mainstream dominance tomorrow. Now, before we wrap up, quick shout out to the Crypto Wolfpack. If you've been following us, you'll know we've been tracking Ripple strategic plays like this for months. And moves like this are exactly why we stay informed, why we trade smart, and why we don't follow the noise. We follow facts and fundamentals. If you want to be around other people doing the same thing, learning, trading, and winning together, the link is below in the description. Come and join the Wolfpack. Ripple didn't just buy a company today. They bought access to the biggest pool of capital in the world. GT Treasuries is the bridge that connects the old world finance to the new world of blockchain. And for the first time, we're seeing that bridge actually being built, not theorized. When Brad Garlinghouse said, the opportunity is here and we're diving right in, he meant it. Ripple isn't waiting for adoption anymore. They're buying it. And in doing so, they just put XRP right at the center of global liquidity. So whether you love Ripple or you hate it, you cannot deny this. The company just made one of the most important acquisitions in crypto history. And we're watching the start of a new financial era unfold in real time. Ripple's playing the long game. And this right here might be the checkmate move. If you found this video helpful, hit like, hit subscribe, and share it with fellow XRP holders, because this news deserves to be spread far and wide. We'll be covering everything that comes next, from GT Treasury integrations to RippleNext's next expansion. So stick around and remember, the strength of the wolf is in the pack.